I wasn't going to do this video, but because of some recent things that happened, I'm going to tell the story. Please don't be offended by it. It's just a fucking story. It's my story. So, fuck you if you're too fucking sensitive, but it is what it is. I'm going to say what I'm going to say. This is a story about the first time that I had sex and how technically I was raped. So, and so let me also say this. This is my personal experience. There are other people who've had their experiences. My heart goes out to them and the way that it affected them, the way that it shaped their lives, what they had to go through. This is not one of those stories. This is the greatest story of technically being raped that you'll probably ever hear. So this is what I mean. I know I just did the fucking loop, right? Just threw you for a fucking loop. This is what I mean. This is not a sad story. So do not equate this to actual real rape stories where someone actually did, unfortunately, was violated and harmed, and even maybe worse. This is not one of those stories. This is not one, disclaimer, this is not one of those stories. But this technically is a rape story. So walk with me for a second. And it was my first fucking time. So I'm going to give part of this video right here on YouTube, on this platform, and then you can watch the full length with full detail at a link that I'm going to provide in the description. So it's on you, straight up. You can just hear what I'm going to say now, or you can get more detail by going to that link, and it takes you to it's like a pay-per-view type channel, pay-per-view type link. It's free, and you can watch the full video. So as I stated, my first time I lost my virginity, I was raped. I never thought of it that way. I never ever, my whole life I never thought of it that way. And it wasn't until really in my 30s that at like a party, people are telling stories, I tell my story, and someone is like, oh my God, you were raped. And I'm like, no, it wasn't really like that. You gotta hear the full story. And she's like, no, oh my God, in order for you to heal, you have to own it. You have to call it what it is. And oh my God. And you were 12, they were 18. Oh my God. It was with my best friend's older sister. It was at the end of a sleepover. Our families knew each other for years. It's like the greatest rape story in the history of rape stories. Like, there's no fucking way that can be considered rape. There's no fucking way. That's why I said, please don't confuse this with real actual rape stories. I am not comparing the two, but technically it's rape. I was 12. She was 18. It was innocent. Also, let me put this out there. At 12 years old, I jumped out there at an early age. So at 12 years old, I was like almost 6 foot tall. I'm like 5'11", 6 feet tall. I look like I'm about 15 or 16. Family, friends, we've known each other for years. You know what I'm saying? Like, she didn't pluck me off the street and say, get your dick hard. No. It wasn't like that. It was at the end of a sleepover. I'm downstairs in the basement with her two friends. With her two younger brothers, my two friends. And the next morning, we were playing video games all night long. Teenagers, fucking 80s, Gen X, baby. And she comes downstairs the next morning, big dogging, being big sis, irritating everybody, fucking shit up. And she basically chases them upstairs. Yada, 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 yada. There's more to it. That's why you got to go check out the other video. But no, technically, I was raped. I was fucking 12. Even though I looked like 15 or 16, believe me, she guided me to the pussy. I had no idea what the fuck I was doing. No, you remember that show, Great American Hero, how the motherfucker used to be flying, that was me flying towards the pussy. I have no control over genetics, baby. You gotta go Google some of this shit if you don't know what I'm talking about. But now if it was the other way around, if it was an 18-year-old boy fucking a 12-year-old girl anywhere outside of the South, no disrespect to the South, I got family in the South, outside of like the 1930s, like if it was reversed and it was an 18-year-old boy fucking a 12-year-old girl at the end of a sleepover, and it probably should be. It probably should be. Because you would look at that boy as a predator. I was the most consensual prey there has ever fucking been in any type of teenage sexual situation. She had my full rock hard consent to do whatever she wanted to take me sexually that day, that morning. I purchased a ticket. I had a fucking ticket, goddammit. So, like I said, you want to hear more details. There's actually more juicier details about how it all went down. But yeah, technically, like I said, I've told the story to people, and one time someone was like, "No, you were hurt." And I was like, how can a motherfucker, like, do you realize it's like the Ferris Bueller of rape stories? That's like the greatest, like, I was the most consenting rape victim of all time. Like, I walked away like fucking Judd Nelson at the end of the Breakfast Club and shit. Like, there's no fucking way you can call that rape. But technically, and like I say, go to the link in the video. There's more to this story. My mom even gets involved. I gotta smoke on that one. Obviously not in the sex, motherfuckers. What are you, fucking stupid? I'm talking about just in the whole story. My mom even gets involved. It's funny as fuck. Go check out the whole video.